Iran building intel to attack ships and fuel stations. Biden talking tough on cyber. And space, the final cyber frontier? These are just some of the cyber news you need to know for the week of 26 July. Let's go. On Monday, 26 July, Sky News obtained classified documents allegedly sourced from Iran, focused on researching the means of how cyber attacks could be used to sink cargo ships or possibly blow up fuel pumps at gas stations. The documents are a series of 5 reports that were generated as cyber intelligence by the offensive cyber unit known as Shahid Kaved. Shahid Kaved is reportedly a secret offensive cyber group linked to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, Cyber Command. According to the report, the documents include research of the types of satellite communications devices used by global shipping industries. These communication devices could serve as a possible access vector into the cargo ship's control systems. Additional research was conducted on technologies connected to cargo ship control systems, such as ballast water systems. Particularly and similarly, the research looked into computer-based systems that control smart building functions such as lighting and heating and ventilation systems, as well as control systems for common gas station fuel pumps and distribution systems. In the reports, analysts researched how the control systems could be used to cause catastrophic damage to these systems. Assumably, the research would be used as intelligence that would inform cyber operations of potential targets for future cyber attacks. The company's research in the documents are primarily located in Western countries to include the US, UK, and France. The report did not make an assessment of the potential target dates of when operations might be prosecuted on these potential targets. Sky News offers a comprehensive deep dive into the documents to include system manufacturers investigated. A link of the article is provided in the video description. On Tuesday, 27 July, in a report from U.S. News, United States President Joe Biden warned that a real shooting war with major power might be a result of a significant cyber attack against the United States. We have witnessed a stepped-up frequency of cyber attacks against United States infrastructure and food supply chains in 2021. Most notably, the ransomware attacks against Colonial Pipeline, who provide 45% of the East Coast fuel supply, and JBS, the world's meat processing company. Both attacks caused the companies to halt operations and resulted in them paying the ransom in order to restore operations quickly. These attacks, along with a plethora of others in 2021, may have been the source of Mr. Biden's strong warning. While the sources of the cyber attacks have not been confirmed to be supported by nation-states, it could be inferred that Mr. Biden may be considering military options as a response to future cyber attacks, should they be confirmed to be from nation-states. We can only assume that the major powers Mr. Biden was referring to were Russia and China. Richard Branson, then Jeff Bezos. Space is a new frontier opening up for commercial travel, which probably means hackers are interested. In an article from Vox on Thursday, 29 July, cybersecurity experts are turning their concerns to space systems. Amazon, SpaceX, OneWorld, and many others are launching satellites to sell global internet access. Global internet access will provide an additional attack vector for the global cyber landscape. In addition to internet services, navigation systems, military systems, and burgeoning space industry could be impacted should these systems be targeted in an attack. To highlight these concerns, the head of the U.S. Space Development Agency, a branch of the U.S. military charged with boosting space capabilities, highlighted that cyber attacks against the nation's satellites pose a higher threat than missiles targeting them. This concern has led to Space Force increasing its investments into cybersecurity. While the military is trying to get ahead of these attacks by addressing cybersecurity concerns, it is unclear to what extent commercial companies are working to secure their space systems during development. According to the Vox article, SpaceX, Virgin Atlantic, Blue Origin, and OneWeb did not respond to a request for comment on the state of cybersecurity for their space systems. Attacks on space systems are not unheard of. From 2007 to 2008, 2 U.S. satellites used by the National Geological Survey and NASA were broken into 4 times. It is also believed that China tampered with NOAA imaging systems in 2014, and Russia has spoofed GPS to impact global shipping. With the advanced technologies being developed for new space systems and the current reliance for ground technology on legacy space systems, it is projected that cyber attacks will continue to increase as the space race heats up. And finally, the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI named the most exploited vulnerabilities in 2020. Again, as I mentioned earlier in this brief, these vulnerabilities have been targeted because of the increased need for companies to provide access to remote work, use of VPNs, and cloud-based technologies. This shouldn't come as a surprise for cybersecurity professionals, but confirms what many of us expected. 4 of the common vulnerabilities and exposures, or CVEs, focused on exploiting vulnerabilities use these technologies. I will link the dark reading article in the description for your review of the CVEs. What's important to highlight is that 3 of the 4 vulnerabilities have been known since 2018 and 2019, and all of them have existing patches. I thought this was a good article to bring to you, as these vulnerabilities continue to be exploited in 2021. As you know, attackers will often look to exploit known vulnerabilities that companies have failed to patch to gain access to their systems. These attacks highlight the continued need for companies to stay on top of their patch game and protect their companies from exploitation. Cyber GPS brief for the week of 26 July. The links for all of the articles researched for this report can be found in the video description. As you know, cyber never sleeps and you need to be in the know. If you like the content, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you next week.